This podcast is produced by the Harwood Productions Podcast Network. To learn more about the network and to find more of our shows, visit us online at www.harwoodpodcast.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Harris. It's summertime and there's lots of great fruits and vegetables available. Welcome to the Farmers Market Gourmet. Are you seeing all those great peaches at the farmer's market? Well, let me show you how you can take them and bake them. They make a delicious dessert. So to get started, I'm going to take a little 8 or 9 inch square baking dish and just take a tablespoon or 2 of butter and kind of butter the bottom and sides of the dish real well. Now this dish makes 6 baked peach halves. So normally you would think, oh, I only need 3 peaches, but we actually need 4 to help with the filling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the peaches and I'm going to cut them in half. And then because these are a freestone peach, I can kind of twist them and pull the pit out. Now with those 3 peaches, I'm going to get my melon baller out, and I have found that this is really the best tool for this kind of job because the peach flesh is soft. And basically what I want to do is kind of just make that indentation where the pit was just a little bit bigger. But I want to save that peach flesh and put that into a little bowl because we're going to use that as part of our filling. Now, once I have those 6 peach halves kind of hollowed out a little bit, I'm just going to place them in my buttered dish and sort of set them aside. Now, here's where my 4th peach comes in. I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it in half and I'm going to pit it just like the others. But instead of hollowing it out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it up and then I'm going to dice it into sort of a medium-sized dice. And I'm going to take those peaches and I'm going to add them to the bowl where the little hollowed out pieces are. A lot of times in recipes with baked fruits, they get all kinds of other ingredients to put into the cavity of the fruit. But in this one, I like to use peach because it's such a great flavor. So I'm going to finish cutting up that extra peach, and then I'm going to get a fork, and I'm going to start to mash them up a bit. Now we start to flavor those peaches, and we're going to start with 1/4 cup of sugar. We're going to add that into the bowl, give that a stir because we want that sugar to really dissolve in those peach juices. And then the next part of this filling are these little amaretti cookies. They're a great little Italian almond cookie. They're really, really hard, but we need to get 1/2 cup of them crumbled up. So what I do is I just take my 1/2 cup measuring cup and I grab the amaretti and I just start breaking them up. Now they don't have to be pulverized, but you do want to break them up into smaller pieces. So once we get the cookies all crushed up, we're going to take and put those into the peaches and give them a little stir because we want the cookies to absorb those peach juices. And then next, we're going to be adding a little bit of melted butter, about 2 tablespoons. We're going to want to give that a mix up. And as a binder, we're going to put in 1 egg. And you'll notice I crack it into a bowl and then I put it into the big bowl because in case there's any shell or anything. But the thing with the egg is you want to make sure that it gets really mixed up. So you give that a nice stir. And then for a little extra flavor, 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. Now give that one last stir and it's time to start filling our peaches. So I just take a tablespoon and I kind of spoon this mixture into those open cavities that I've created. Now don't worry if some of it falls off to the side because this is a wet stuffing because we're going to be making a sauce. So all of those peaches and that deliciousness will get used. So we need to have a little liquid in the pan. So we're going to take 1/2 cup of water and 1/2 cup of Vinsanto wine, which is an Italian dessert wine, and we're going to pour that into the pan, not on the peaches, off to the side. Now we're going to put these into a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes. And when I pull them out, they should hold their shape just like this. They shouldn't be falling apart. And then take a knife and sort of push that into the flesh of the peach to make sure that they're nice and tender. Now with a slotted spoon, I'm going to take the peaches out of this pan and just set them on a plate. And then I'm going to take all of that juice and everything that's in that pan and I'm going to put it in a little saucepan. Now I'm going to put the stove on high because I want to reduce this sauce. Now when you first start, it's going to steam like this, and you'll see I take the back of my spoon and it's really not, if I run my finger, it's not really coating the back of the spoon at all. But I'm going to keep boiling it and stirring it. If it starts to get too high, you can turn it down to a medium-high heat. But just keep stirring. And then within about 2 or 3 minutes, you're going to get a thicker sauce like this so that when you turn your spoon over and you run your finger, it makes a little bit of a track. And that's what we're going for. And then when you're ready to serve the peach halves, you just place the half on a little bowl or plate and you drizzle some of that wonderful Vinsanto glaze over it. So when the peaches are in season and they're everywhere, this is a great light dessert to make. Everyone will really enjoy it and the flavors are just fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me today. You can go to our website at www.harwoodpodcast.com to find all the recipes from today's show. And also, if you have any questions or comments for me, go ahead and send me an email. I'll see you next time.